Number 10. Surviving the game as a barbarian. Hansu Lee, a 29-year-old game addict, found a game called Dungeon and Stone. He devoted almost a decade of his life beating the game as it was extremely difficult. After numerous trial and error, his devotion finally paid off as he was now going to face the boss. But a blinding light emitted from his monitor, and when his consciousness returned, he was already inside the game, transformed into a barbarian. Will his knowledge about the game help him survive? That would be for you to find out. Number 9. The Night King who returned with a god. Our MC got reincarnated into another world. He got reincarnated into a rich household. Not your ordinary rich household, but as a Grand Duke's son. When Leon turned 8 years old, his training started under the guidance of Holy Knight Gothic. Leon's training was not an easy one. Leon turned 20 and met the goddess and became a holy knight. After 15 years, the living saint, demigod, and king of Lionheart passed away. As the throne was vacant, Leon, blessed by the goddess, took the throne and became the Grand Duke and King of Lionheart Kingdom. A couple years passed by battling demons. Leon came across with another earthling. What happened afterwards would be for you to discover. Number 8. Moon Shadow Sword Emperor. Yeon So-woon, the 5th disciple of the demonic sect, Heavenly Demon, was betrayed by his disciple brother Joyful Killing. They fought, and despite So-woon's injuries, he is giving Joyful a hard time. So-woon felt a strong aura, the aura of the Order faction, as they were fighting. Wanting to put an end to things with Joyful, he decided to use a forbidden art that greatly enhanced his strength and managed to end Joyful. But every forbidden art has a cost, and while he managed to end Joyful, it also cost him his life. But to his surprise, he was regressed back to his younger self. Will So-woon be able to take his revenge against demonic sect? Number 7. My little brother is the Academy's hotshot. Red Donatos regressed to his younger self, but things aren't the same. His older brother, a prodigy swordsman and the current student council president, is nowhere to be found, and no one knows who he is. While Rod was deep in thought, Henneth walked in and recommended looking for the student list in the library, but Rod's brother was also not on the list of students. Will Rod and his brother meet again? Number 6. Max Talent Player. Hanju Hayek was out walking one day when he was abducted by an ancient NPC and forced to become its apprentice. Han's training was horrible, but he withstood it. Years later, Han's teacher died immediately after Han's training. Hanju Hayek is now permitted to leave the location, but an error pops up and reduces his level from 99 to 1, but his stats stay. Will he dominate the game with his monstrous stats? That'll be for you to find out. Number 5. I leveled up by becoming an influencer. When dungeons developed throughout the world, a tranquil world was completely changed. Everyone now has a class, and its power varies from person to person. And owing to these powers, people began conquering dungeons. Our MC, Akisori Shu, has the Appraiser class. Its ability is not confined to objects, but it can be utilized against monsters and pretty much everything. And because Appraiser is not a combatant type, Shu was only used to appraise items. While others thought of his class as useless, he decided to broadcast videos on how to deal with monsters to financially sustain himself. But to his surprise, every time his viewer kills monsters, he gains EXP. Number 4. Doomsday Summoning Frenzy. When you, a level 4 warrior, was assigned to a task, but it turned out he was only used as bait and died because the monster level was considerably higher. The narrative doesn't finish there. When you awoke wondering how he was still alive, and it turns out he was regressed back before the apocalypse occurred. With his knowledge, experience, and new class, will he take a different path this time? Number 3. I'm going to steal again today. Our MC plays Argus, a virtual reality RPG game, and in that game, he's a PK with over 100,000 player kills. Therefore, he ends up with the achievement of being the worst criminal ever. But that all changes when he's slain by the person he's supposed to be hunting. When he logged in, his character was imprisoned. His skill, level, and stuff were confiscated. But within the cage, he discovered a hidden class that allows him to seek for and steal items from other players and NPCs. Will he exact vengeance on the player who killed him? Number 2. I returned as an FFF class witch doctor. Damien devoted everything into the game AC, where he met Yumin, who subsequently became his buddy. Damien was almost done with the quest when Yumin betrayed him and killed his character. Damien was regressed after hearing a voice. Damien enters the game again, this time as a witch doctor. Number 1. I found a female knight in the rice field. While inspecting his crops and rice field, Jin Meter observed a silver object in his rice field and ran towards it thinking it was an illegal dumping. But what he discovered was a fallen female with armor on. Jin Meter initially thought the female was just cosplaying, but she was actually moved into his universe. If you guys want more or want to be notified for the next upload, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And if you don't mind hitting that like button, please hit that also. Thanks for watching.